What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Espresso, and welcome back to another Zombies video here today on the channel. This one, if you guys don't know, there was another Cipher added into Black Ops 3 Zombies here within Shadows of Evil. Yes, you heard that right. Added in. With the most recent patch here to Black Ops 3, it seems the developers added in another Cipher within Shadows of Evil. It's something that was not here a week ago, nor even a couple days ago. This is brand new here, and was found almost immediately over in the Reddit community, and a lot of people got to digging around to this. Now, the Cipher, for you guys that want to check it out, it is under the cloth of the Pack-a-Punch table. That is where you start the ritual to open up the Pack-a-Punch, and that is where this is going to be centered around. Now, on that, it is again another Cipher that did need to be decoded, and it was almost immediately. A lot of people, bright people over on Reddit, and people in the community, specifically pointing to people like Turgirl and RolandMath42. Those were two people that were pivotal in actually figuring this part out. But what does this actually translate out to? Well, using a straddling checkerboard Cipher, we can figure this one out. And once you input this in, it ends up saying, I am willing to do what must be done. The plan must not fail. Now, I don't know if you guys know exactly what this means, but for those that do, this is absolutely monumental. The past couple of Ciphers that we've been decoding have actually given us some massive insights into the zombie storyline, but this one may give us our biggest hint as of yet. So do try and follow along here with this. This might get a little bit hectic with it because there is so much to wrap your head around here with this. But we're gonna dive into not only this one, but the implications of how it relates back to other Cipher texts as well, and with the story in general. So getting into it, our text here that we're focusing on, I am willing to do what must be done. The plan must not fail. Well, this wraps back not only to something that we've seen previously, but also something that was enacted all the way back in Black Ops 2. So let's start at the very beginning here. Black Ops 2, the end of Origins, there was a cutscene, and in that cutscene it was Samantha and Eddie playing with figures that looked to be depicting our zombie storyline, something that it was a story within a story. Now, whether or not that itself is actually true, we do hear at the very end of that cutscene, Samantha says that my dad says he has a plan. Well, what is that plan? I'm gonna propose something here just for a second, and we're gonna come back and reinforce this idea a little bit later in the video. But Maxis is working with Richtofen. That is part of his plan. The plan now includes both of them, former enemies of our zombie storyline, going head to head, now working with each other to try and make things right. So this plan, the things that we see more specifically out of it, come from Richtofen's end. Maxis's end, we know that this is going to be something working with Richtofen, but we don't know exactly what his agenda is behind this. As always, there's probably going to be some sort of twist with this, but what it looks like the plan is that we know that there are multiple universes within the zombie storyline, and we know there are multiple occurrences where our characters are in each of these universes. Even just within Shadows of Evil, there are scraps of paper that once you put them together, it does showcase a bunch of things here within the zombie storyline, playing to that multiverse theory within it. On those scraps of paper, once you put them together, they're illustrations of different solar systems, different dimensions, multiple different Earths, and a bunch of other things here, including some text and sayings of the following. How many years have we wasted searching in the wrong locations, following the wrong leads? We are different, but the same. I must convince the others there is no other way. We all must die. The children will be safe in the house. Now, these are some pretty cryptic things, very deep and dark here within our zombie storyline, and a lot of things that really relate back to things we've already seen here. If you guys do remember the giant cutscene, Richtofen kills himself, well, that essentially is Richtofen's plan. We've discussed this many times here on my channel, but basically, the crew has to go back and erase every single timeline of themselves other than the current one, and perhaps even the current one with this. With how many times the universe has bled over and been copied over due to the splits in the time-space continuum of our zombie storyline, there is an evil that needs to be destroyed in every single one of them. Hence the we are different but the same. They may not be the exact same characters that they themselves recognize, but they are in all intensive purposes the same characters. That would then wrap back up to I am willing to do what must be done. The plan must not fail. Presumably this is written by Richtofen himself and is giving us a massive clue clue as to what will be coming here. Our main characters are doomed to die. Perhaps that's what it means by premise will fail, going back to another cipher here within zombies as well. Now, what else does this mean then? Where can this lead if it relates back to another one? This is going to reinforce a little bit more of our theory that Maxis is working with Richtofen. M is interested in the worthless beings. All his work will be undone. That was the brick cipher within Shadows of Evil, and that potentially could mean that Maxis is now, whether or not you want to fully believe it or not, working with Richtofen and the original force. So what's our backup here with this, other than perhaps that he's interested in our air quote worthless beings, possibly Richtofen, Takiel, Dempsey, and Nikolai? Well, if you want to take a look at this as to what we've seen already, he commends Richtofen for killing himself at the events in the Giant. That's something that previously Maxis would not have done by any means. He's pretty much saying thank you for fixing something that has gone wrong here. Another thing is that he opens the way for the crew to travel once the beacon is lit on the Giant. And it seems very much so like he is trying to fix what has been undone here as well as what our main crew is doing. And perhaps this now also leads into our final piece of ciphertext that we've seen on Shadows already, that being that the Elders will continue to seed space and time. I must lead them to the place they cannot see. Presumably the Elders are a force above our highest conflict that we've seen in the zombie storyline previously, that being Richtofen versus Maxis, with hints and things at the Vril or the Illuminati. But without a doubt, this is adding a lot more to the story, and perhaps this is who they're working against, the Elders. We don't know exactly what's going on yet, but it might be a good idea here with it. But wrapping this all up, the children are the key. The children are the ones that must be protected at all costs, and as Maxis says on the Giant in a radio, the child must be protected at all costs. So singular. Definitely something very interesting to look at here, perhaps leading back once again to Samantha, perhaps another twist in the storyline that we'll be seeing. But for all intents and purposes, that is where this all wraps up. I am willing to do what must be done, the brand new cipher here within Shadows of Evil, that pertaining most likely to this plan of Richtofen killing himself and the other versions of himself in these multiple universes, and perhaps also all the other versions, if not the current versions of our original force. So that's gonna wrap up this video here today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. A longer video here with this one, but one hopefully that informed you guys a lot within this, because Black Ops 3 and Shadows of Evil is definitely taking this zombie storyline for a massive spin in a completely different direction, but I think for the better. So I'm very interested to see what you guys think about this. Leave your comments down there in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like down below if you did enjoy. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We got a bunch of stuff you guys definitely will not want to miss. Mine has been Nikolai Espresso. I will see you guys later. Take care and peace.